Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to your Daily Sun Sign Love featured readings for the sign of Gemini. And welcome to August, Gemini. Gemini, I apologize. I actually got out of order yesterday. I did Cancer's featured reading before yours, and don't really have a reason for that. Things happen, I guess, is the best thing I can say. But I will say that it's interesting because the moon has now gone into your sign today. So there's that extra amount of emotional, clarity, I'm hoping, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. And that's a good thing. And you're an air sign, so it's about your thoughts always and how they can provide, illumination and genius as far as I'm concerned with you a lot of times. Like Geminis are very intelligent. They're ruled by Mercury. And here's where it kind of ties in well with what's going on in the planets right now, which I like to add a little bit too with all of my readings. And they do absolutely combine with the tarot as well. Astrology and tarot have always been intertwined. So that's kind of cool, and which I like a lot of the times as well. And then it just makes it that more synchronistic. But before I get away from my thought, right now we're in the Leo season, okay? And this is a fun, very, very revved up, fired up, spirited, passionate time. And fire goes extremely well with the element of air, like yourself. And it always has. And so you're feeling this energy, you're feeling this courage, you're feeling the strength to stand up and be heard. And you like to be heard. You're extremely good with, conversations and communications, and in all forms. You can write it out, you can speak it out. Whether it's with your friends, family, loved ones, you want them to understand. You want to convey these messages, these teachings, these inspirations, and you love the connection. You love it dearly. And so you're a mutable sign, and you're very apt to change and try new things. You're open-minded, you're adaptable, extremely adaptable. So you're here, there, and everywhere a lot of times. You got a lot of frenzy energy sometimes. But what's interesting, I'm starting to say, is that right now we are in Leo season, which is fire, and that's great for you. But we also have Mercury, your ruling planet, in the sign of, I'm mistaken about that. I'm so sorry. It's not happened yet. I'll get back to that another time. We have Venus in the sign of Virgo, which is a sign that is also a mutable sign like yourself, and also ruled by Mercury. So this is big. This is big. There's a very beautiful, harmonious trine that's happening. And when Mercury is stationed forward, which it has been for a while now, it feels great. I mean, your mind is clear. You've got the energy and the emotions that are powerful right now with Leo and your own. And then with the Virgo aspect that's connecting with you, it's really about the details and the grounding down, because the earth signs like Virgo are about grounding yourself, being practical, looking into the tedious at times, but important details for anything. It might be, where you're going on your vacation and the tickets, and making sure that all that's in order and organized, which is, something Virgo loves to do. They're perfectionists at that. People turn to them all the time to get their lives organized, or they're planning ahead and schedules, especially if it's a friend of yours. They'll have that all taken care of for you. It's a good feeling. And I know a lot of Gemini and Virgo combinations for that reason alone, but they're just very compatible for certainly the aspect of having the same ruling planet and mutable sign mode as you have. So that's happening right now too. And then Venus does go into, Mercury actually does go into Virgo. Gosh, when is that? Around the 11th or something? And it'll stay there for some time. So there's just a lot of beautiful incentive and inspiration happening, Ideas are just coming like normal, but maybe even more so. And you're feeling so good about them. They're feeling very positive. And there's parties to be had. I know you know a lot of Leos. I just know it. If not, let me know. This is a general reading. But that's a great combination. And I see this all the time, the coupling. So that's pretty cool. And what I do now, and what I have been doing, is I will pick your highlighted connection, because this is a spirited guided connection, love relationship of all different types. You know, you don't have to be in romance. You don't have to be, I should say, in a romantic relationship. And it could be certainly the energy that's brought forth that you're feeling predominantly, or you may have in your chart, in addition to your sun sign of being an air sign. So let's see what Spirit wants to share with you and who this might be. It might not resonate with any of you, or all of you, I should say. I didn't mean to say any of you. Good heavens, I hope it resonates with some of you, but not all of you. You know, that's being realistic. So let's see. We have, it's like right there, but I'm going to go with Cancer, because it's really facing Cancer right here. It was in the center part, but Cancer's right next to Leo. But I really like Cancer right now for you, and I feel like it's very much about the emotions. Once again, the moon goes into your sign today. So when it has to do with the moon is the feminine side of us. You are a masculine sign as well, as is Leo in the season we're in. And I believe Virgo as well, because yeah, it's just the mind. It's just known as being the more masculine duality. And we have both, always. Both genders have both. So don't be feeling like, oh no, I'm masculine. We want both of those. It's imperative to be in touch with all of that, and the aspect of how we have both of them and so on, you know. So that's actually really good, especially when you have this connection, or this love relationship, or this good friend or work partner, and that's a water sign like Cancer that's highlighted, because it's really bringing forth your emotions, which a lot of times as air signs, we kind of detach that. You know, we don't want to get our emotions in the way. We certainly have them. I always say that. It's not that you're void of them at all. It's just that you're very interested in, you know, your thoughts and how you can strategize your next move, your next, you know, idea in a way that's going to really excel it, or, you know, benefit everybody in the process. For example, your archetype is a teacher. So no doubt a lot of you are teachers. And you want to get that point across. You want to study, and you want to be very, very clear about how you're expressing that, but you don't want to, you know, let your emotions get in the way, because that could maybe take away from the clarity of what you're trying to say. Just as a small example. Hope that made sense. But this highlighted connection of Cancer is all about the emotions. And with your moon now, the moon in your sign, the moon is about our emotions. It's more of an internalizing now, and it has to do with our relationships, and it certainly does during Leo season. It's one of the most social times there is, and it's extravagant, and it's fun, and it's out there, and it's wanting to be heard and seen like Leo does, you know, having that ego involved. But if you don't speak up, you know, a closed mouth never gets fed kind of idea, right? That's the powerful thing that's going on right now. And you, in fact, can really help this wonderful Cancerian highlighted connection, because they're extremely emotional, and they base everything on their feelings. So it's quite the opposite, right? But that works, because when you have your mind and your heart balanced and, you know, on the same even keel, I don't know exactly how to word that right now. You know that you've got everything it takes, okay? Because one is good, the other is good. The mind is essential, the heart is essential, but when you combine the two, then it's pretty much set. You can pretty much manifest exactly what you want, and feel at ease, and feel that sense of balance and need that you need, which, by the way, you know, as a duality sign that you are, as the twins, there is that balance needed a lot of times with your emotions, as a matter of fact, or your thoughts. Like, you can go on this random, like, what is it when it's like spinning around in your head? It just continues, the thoughts keep going, and it's just like a loop. And you need to get out of that sometimes, right? It can be overbearing, it can be too much. This Cancerian energy there is going to remind you, bring it to your heart, because your heart will always have the answer. The heart is always there to help us. And if you hear a slight little softness or voice, or, you know, silence sometimes in your silence, you know that's your intuition prompting you. And let's face it, Cancers as a water sign are one of the most intuitive signs. So when they have hunches, and they have ideas, or they have premonitions. A lot of times it's real, it really comes through. They have incredible prophetic dreams a lot of times. They're ruled by the moon. The moon is all about our phases and changes and, the differences of life circumstances our whole life. And this is what they deal with. So yeah, it's a beautiful balance. And you're right next to each other on the zodiac wheel. So there's always been kind of this osmosis of energies that you get and understand with each other, although different, so there's a cardinal aspect. Well, the Cancer is a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are very much about motivation, activity, getting things started, getting things done. They like to be busy. They love to care for people. They are a very nurturing sign. Who doesn't like that, right? On any level, friend, lover, family member, we all want that. And that's exactly what you get with this wonderful, sentimental, intelligent sign as well of Cancer. So let's just read the messages. I am shortening these readings a little bit because what I'm intention to do is to get all the readings out by the first 4 or 5 days of the month, whereas I was always doing one reading until it reached the midway point due to my schedule. And now my schedule as a massage therapist is way busier, and it's fantastic. But I do want to incorporate these too. So I'll just shorten the messages to the best of my ability. It's not an easy task. And definitely try to get out more of them. So then you can marinate what's being said, although anytime you watch these is perfectly acceptable, of course, with spirit. And it's a message that's meant for you. And those that come on, sometimes you're like, wow, well, I'll check this out, as I do. And boy, that message feels like it was meant just for me. And I hope that happens for you today. I hope you can really resonate and get something out of this reading. That's always my intention. And to share the messages is everything to me. So yeah, so we're going to try to do that. And then by mid-month readings, we'll have a fresh new perspective, and it'll kind of continue on with the storyline from the beginning of the month. Now, the 4 categories I always like to do for the highlighted connection here pretty much cover everything, that any questions that a lot of times I've been asked throughout the years with my readings and in my clients. The first is the overall energy, bringing you to the reading for the wonderful month of August. And wow, do you come in with a bang. Doesn't surprise me though, however, Gemini, because I'll tell you, it's the Tower. And I'm talking about one of the most transformational times of most people's lives after what we experienced last year is occurring and will continue to occur even through 2022 and onward. It is a rebuilding time, a healing time. It is a time of enormous restructuring, and that's exactly what this card represents. It's doing away with the things that are not working. They hadn't worked. Maybe you lost a job. It wasn't the best one for you anyway. It was almost like a blessing in disguise. And now you're getting it all together. You are making the changes you need to make. This is a positive time, because if you don't do things in life, the universe honestly will. But I feel like it's you in your strongest self-acceptance side that wants to establish this once and for all. And yes, last year had a lot to do with things that changed, but it was happening way before that, Gemini. And I know you know that. So I do want to bring up the fact that we had the last 2 eclipses, which are always in a series of 2. The first being the Sagittarian, on, what was that? May 26th, full moon lunar supermoon eclipse, and then you being the new lunar eclipse on June 10th. Okay, the information is still coming through. It was in your sign. This is huge. Those are the years, and we'll have another 2 coming up, which I'll talk about later. There's another couple in your sign and Sagittarius, and then that'll finish off that at the end of the year. But we're being helped every moment of our lives, and we're getting information, and we can utilize it in any way we choose, or not at all. People don't know anything about astrology or the planetary influences of the planets, forgive me. and they still live completely well, but they feel feelings, because I talk to people that don't know about astrology, and there's a synergy that happens that we all experience, but we don't necessarily know what it is we're feeling. If you look into it and you see the guidance, it's pretty amazing. It just helps us to be a little, more aware of things, and maybe thinking, okay, I thought it was just me, like Mercury retrogrades. Why are things changing? Why am I rescheduling everything? It's not just you. We're all experiencing it, sometimes to different degrees, of course. But I digress. The point is it was overdue. It's time. Big changes. I feel like it's already happened, I'll be honest. But in case it hasn't, it's a positive change. It's absolutely and it's necessary. And even if it doesn't feel like that, I promise you it's for your betterment. And we have a new moon on the 8th or 9th, depending on where you're located, in Leo. I mean, talk about powerhouse. Talk about strength and courage, and like, yes, this is the move I need to do. And it's wonderful, and it doesn't need to be frightening. Nothing about Tarot needs to be frightening. So you can either expect changes, perhaps somebody you're close with, perhaps the Cancer I was talking about. Maybe these changes happened during Cancer season, which was what, mid-June through July, mid-July, so not that long ago. All sorts of possibilities there. General reading once again, but yeah, epiphanies, out of the blocks, like ideas, like, wow, why didn't I think of that before? This is exactly what I need to do, and you're going for it. Second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the King of Wands. There's the Leo influence. There's the power and the maturity and the dignity and the capability and the talent and the passion to do and be and become anything. I mean, this is the maturity of a man, woman, doesn't matter, that has already done most everything, that needs to be done, and done well, and sits proud and confident, and wants to share that, wants to give. They're huge hearts when it comes to Leo. They absolutely, like I said, their heart is their passion. Their passion motivates the fuel, and that's what we all get to feel right now, if you're not. And then we have Mars still in the sign of Leo. So the power and the energy that I'm feeling myself, because I still have my times when, after I do my physical work as a massage therapist, I feel really inspired and I feel beautiful. I wake up every day so incredibly grateful, and I try to watch what I eat and those sort of things. But I'm still, my level of energies are not what they were because of last year and being stopped for so long. I try to keep busy, but you know what I'm talking about. We're still building that. So August is a month of building that. It's there for you. And when it goes into Virgo, it's really about just like your well-being, your health, your body. You might start a new regiment, exercise regiment. You might just decide to invent one and to create one on your own, knowing you, Gemini. But there's a huge amount of support and power happening, whatever you choose. And there's the full moon. So then we have the second full moon in Aquarius that happens on the 22nd, which is when we go into the first day of Virgo season. And I mean, it's so incredibly harmonious and beautiful for you as a fellow air sign. Honestly, this year is way better than it was last year, even though you may not feel that way. And it just keeps getting better. Jupiter's back in Aquarius. That is your fellow air sign, and Jupiter is about expansion and growth and love and happiness and joy and good luck and just so many opportunities and things. And in Aquarius, that's a beautiful, harmonious energy for you. So it's a trine and it works in your favor. So you can put out all those ideas and intentions and star type dreams, which is, what the Aquarius card represents as the star, and holding on to them until they occur. You're not going to stop. You're not a quitter, Gemini. You may change things and change your mind, change your mood. Excuse me. Somebody's not wanting to speak. Something's happening there. Throat chakra. But you're feeling really, really, really empowered. And a lot of this, I think, has to do with just taking some time to have fun. I really do. I did not say that, but it's that time. It's the last month of summer, right? So we're really going to make sure that we get to be with the people we really love. And that's that Cancer kind of just wanting to be around the familiar, the happy, the home, just cuddling up on the couch with the one you care about and your friends, and or talking to them for hours at a time, or whatever it is, and literally going away, getting away from your atmosphere to clear the air, if you will, give you even more perspective. That's beautiful. I would say that's a blessing to have the wonderful wand. If it isn't Leo, it could be Sagittarius or Aries. We're also fire and also really revved up right now in this month with Leo season. They all love to hang out and just inspire the heck out of each other, right? The third category is that of finances or wealth, however you choose to believe what wealth means to you. Of course, it has to do with, our practical and important aspects of having to have money to survive and so forth. But, it just depends. Everyone's different and individual that way. And I know that my wealth is in my health, so you might be on that bandwagon right now too. Let's see what the card has to say for the two of you as a highlighted connection and yourself in general. Well, looks like things are good. You've got the Three of Pentacles. So that is the representation of finances, money, coins, wealth, expansion when it's a 3, mastering. When it's the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it shows a person who's, finishing his masterpiece, and putting the fine details with the influence of Virgo once again, and just getting it just perfect. And I know a lot of Geminis that are kind of perfectionists. Maybe you know what I'm speaking of. But wanting it just right before you present it to the world type of thing, with that new moon pushing it through, right? And then the full moon getting the recognition at the end of the month. It's just all so perfect. And that's what this is saying. You are definitely going to be doing well. Much better than you may even realize, and it will be in the finances sector, but it could also, of course, be in the relationship sector or, your health, because this is something that's proving that you're getting help, you're getting the support, you're totally ready and eager and wanting to just build upon what you already have. So I love that a lot for the finance category. I mean, it's really, really a beautiful reading, because you start out knowing, getting rid of the toxicity, getting rid of the things that aren't working. There's no place for that. Life really is too short. So the final category I just added, I wanted to add a fourth category for you. I was using a rune. I'm not doing that this month, but I may again next month. You can let me know if that's something you did like, for those that are coming back. I love and appreciate you. If you're new and you're liking what you're seeing, or you think you want to come back and be part of my tribe, because we have like-minded ideas and feelings about spirituality, which to me is so much a part of our lives. Always has been, always will be. Push the like button for me. Push the share or the subscribe, where you can just absolutely support me for no cost whatsoever. Just that kindness, that really goes a long way, is really appreciated. So the final category I decided to use was wishes and surprises, or surprises and wishes. And I love that one, because that can go everywhere. It's like a magician kind of, card, the tarot card. It's like, what do I really want to do? I've got all the tools. I've got the wherewithal. I've got the energy, I've got the finances. I've certainly got the mind and the ideas going. Where can I take my wishes and surprises? Ooh, baby. This is like... Well, there you go, Gemini, right in your energy. Ace of Swords. Just the most powerful start, confirmation of the communication, the words, the precision in the timing, the absolute straightforward, this is how it's going to be, I'm cutting away everything else. That came with the Tower. Absolutely beautiful. There you are, standing straight, powerful, present, balanced right now. You want fairness, justice. You won't tolerate anything else. You're not going to listen to gossip. You're not going to create gossip. You want the real truth. You're going to bring the real truth. You're going to be authentic. And it could be you and or your fellow, air signs, Libra or Aquarius, that are predominant in this time for you. And it's wonderful to have that harmonious energy around you. There's like-minded people, like I just spoke about, that support you. That's all you really need to have around you in your life. Come to find out. So what a gorgeous, beautiful reading for the first half of August for you, Gemini. I really hope that this has already been happening and you're like, yep, you're absolutely right, MaryAnne. That's what's going on actually since last month, moving into August, and hopefully September, October, November, December, and so forth. Because we can really do that. The dips and valleys don't have to be so extreme when we are grounding ourselves, when we have more realistic, expectations or lesser expectations, which therefore don't affect us because we didn't expect something and then it didn't happen and that sort of thing. The wording and the way we want to speak and be heard is feeling a lot more at ease and comfortable and creative and very transformational in a lot of ways, in some respect. I'd love to know what. So we'll finish with your oracle messages. I am picking a new oracle every single day for each sign, and I kind of go with my gut and what I'm feeling. And for you, of course, I had to go with the wisdom of the oracle because of your wisdom that you provide for all of us and yourself in the process. Teaching and sharing and wanting to be really active in inspiring people. That is your heart. That is what you choose to do, and I love you for that. And I have a lot of fun with a lot of Geminis too, so when you can pin them down. Yeah, you're all over the place, right? You got lots going on, so just give yourself that balance and that time off and time to really enjoy and have fun. So the message for you, for this beautiful deck of the Wisdom of the Oracle, and I was using the wonderful Gilded Tarot this whole month for, the first half of the month, which is one of my favorite decks. They're beautiful, and it feels so good with the energy when I'm reading it. But so your message for you, Gemini, and every one of your connections from the Wisdom of the Oracle fell on the ground. I love this. It's what we're doing constantly, whether we're aware of it or not, but I know a lot of you watching certainly are aware of it. Co-create. It's just what you're about. You speak and you teach so that you can create with someone else, that you can convey and help, and it's a beautiful kind of a connection. And that's the mercurial thing too, networking, helping others, voicing and helping them to understand things, and to just uplift the situation and make it more understandable for people. I don't know, that's your gift. And a lot of times, people have a difficulty with that. I am today, as far as speaking, but it's not unusual for me. There are times when this happens. And we have a lot of we don't have Mercury retrograde. It's coming the shadow period will be next month, but there's a lot of planets that are retrograde, the outer planets. So I felt like I was in Mercury retrograde a few times in the last couple of weeks, and speech it's not great, but it's, point in case is you're co-creating. You're doing exactly what needs to be done for you to really manifest and establish something, Yes, you do a lot yourself, but truly it never happens without the co-creation. So that's just a heads up on that. And then you have number 40, which is take away the 0-4, and that's stability. And that represents, well, it's interesting because we're in August, which is the 8th month, but with the date completed in numerology with the year, it's a 4. So it's about getting that stability going, and that's so appropriate for the energy of Virgo and why it works so well with you, because you'll be up in the sky and the air and you'll be thinking this and that, and all these ideas are coming and they're just so fast you could hardly keep track of them all. But the Virgo energy will help you decide the more specific, most important. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. And that's being very much brought to your attention for all the right reasons. So let's read what it says more importantly, and I don't know if I held this up well enough, but it's a beautiful illustration Got the owl for the wisdom. Yep, that's what you do. You think and you know, and you just have this inner knowing anyway. And then the, what's that, the leopard for, oh, for the Leo. Whoa, isn't that interesting? That's a beautiful synchronicity for this particular reading. But we're on 40, and the message coming through for you for today, actually August 2nd, 2021, is, whoops, that's 41, we're so close. Bear with me and thank you for your patience. Okay, essential meanings: creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, and manifestation. Bam! That's right, it's all happening. That's exactly what we were talking about, and you've got that help and that guidance at all times. You may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts. And you're all about your thoughts, right, Gemini? Feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individual blending with the universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. That's what I feel. That's what I truly, truly feel. And the surprises and the wishes that come through for exactly that reason. Your mind is so sharp and so capable, and it's just going to help others in the process. And that's the ultimate. How can I help for the highest good for all involved, right? You got this. I'm really, really happy for you. This is exactly what I wanted to be able to, convey to you today. And, I'm just the messenger, but it's beautiful, Gemini. So take it in and just embrace it. And let me read your final message, which is the Oracle. That is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck, which is meaning that we manifest our life every moment. What life do you want? Guess what? You can feel it into existence. It's about the emotion. Now, especially with the moon in your sign, there is more emotion. Even with your thinking kind of, air element, you can definitely create that and push it through with your passion as well. And that incredible help with Leo's passion coming through. So let's see what your final beautiful mantra, or I like to say affirmation, with this beautiful deck is for today. I love it because it's bold and it's red and it's fiery, and it's our root chakra and our sustenance and our stability and everything we also mentioned with that 4. My super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. I think it says everything, right? If you say this enough times, you're going to change your entire energy field. And it's going to bring that in. It's just the law of attraction. So I'll keep it short just to say I absolutely love this reading. I love you. I appreciate once again you taking the time. Time is a very important commodity, and I'm happy to be a part of that. So enjoy, okay? Enjoy to your fullest, and always remember, love is such a powerful, beautiful, beautiful energy that can help heal everything. And so come back for your mid-month readings if you feel so inclined, and until then, bye for now.